So this is the second freefall lab. This time we're using Photogate. I will show you in a moment. Please read through the instruction first, kind of understand what's the whole process. So we need a dice, which we're using a metal dice placed right in front of you, and also a golf ball. And using meter stick is just trying to measure the distance or the displacement. Reading through the steps, and then you will see the table that we record data. Now I am going to show you the process of this lab. So this is the Photogate. If you can see on the top and bottom, there's total 2 Photogate there. What they will measure is whenever the object going through the Photogate, it will measure the velocity. So we're trying to use initial velocity and final velocity to calculate the acceleration by gravity. You need a lab quest, which is connected through Bluetooth to the iPad. It will give you the data you need. A meter stick. So the meter stick, you're gonna measure the displacement between the first Photogate to the second Photogate. So that way you know the displacement. Then the golf ball. So what I'm doing is I'm setting a distance. Right now you're seeing the displacement from first Photogate to second one is about 35 centimeters, which is 0.35 meters. Then I am going to start the Photogate, then just simply drop the golf ball between and do it a few times, get the data that I needed. Then I have initial velocity, final velocity. That's for trial 1. Then I am going to move or change the displacement between, and then using the same golf ball for second height, and doing the same thing again. So I will get a few different data for that. After the first 2 using the golf ball, then I'll switch to a dice. Dice a little bit tricky. You might sometimes get a good result, sometimes you might have a bad data. So we might have to do a few times to get the data that you wanted. Similar thing, you're still gonna keep doing, then you will get the data you need. So here you go. I will show you the data that I got. So this is the first data that I got. I choose about, so I measured between the Photogate I did was 0.21 meters. Just be aware, on a meter 6, I got 21 centimeters, so I have to convert that 21 centimeters into meters. Then I have the initial velocity and final velocity. That's basically all the data you need. Think about you have initial velocity, final velocity, and delta x. Well, here we might use delta y because that's if you can think about a coordinate system, then technically that is in the y coordinate you're changing. So we are using delta y for right now, but if you don't feel comfortable right now using delta y, you can still keep using delta x. Since it's a transition point between now to the next chapter as 2-dimensional motion. Looking into your equation sheet, think about what equation you can use to solve for A, which is acceleration. Then show your work below the table. Then you fill in the average due to gravity in each boxes there. When you have 3 different numbers, or you might get similar numbers, then you calculate for your average. Vice versa, keep doing that for the next 3 table that I will share the data with you. Then after you've done that, then you will see the next page, data analysis. Using the data you got for experimental value, and then using 9.81 meters per second squared as the accepted value to do the next calculation. If you have questions, please let me know.